Many of our great master teachers and leaders was married to white women. I love Ivan Van Sertima, and I'm glad he divorced her. But in his early years, that brother was married to a white woman with the knowledge. Sheikh Anna Joe, greatest archaeologist of all time, married to a white woman. My ancestor, Frederick Douglass, second wife, as an old man, was a white woman. And no, I'm not letting him off the hook. He shouldn't have done it. But that's a family problem. Stay out of my business. So we want to get into this military science. First, I got this new Acer laptop because somebody accidentally knocked my other one down in Detroit. Don't buy Acer. Don't buy them. They're garbage. I'm going to have to get another one. Stay away from Acer. Definitions, because we got to be clear. What is political science? It is the study of the principles of non-physical combat that are used to take control of resources, control people, and defeat enemies. It's non-physical. If you study military science, you come across a white supremacist by the name of von Clausewitz, who said what? That politics was a continuation of war by other means. Do you know what that means? Every day when City Council of Dallas is in session, war is going on. Every day. Austin, state legislature, that's a war taking place every day, fighting over resources. How many black soldiers you got at the table? And of the black soldiers at that table vying for resources for dollars, how many of them are working for you? Politics is war. And you only go to war when the political process breaks down. Which means black people should already went to war. Military science is the opposite. Political science is war without guns. Military science is war with guns. And some of y'all say y'all don't do weapons. Well, at the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy, your sons and daughters will be taught how to shoot. I went to Scotland School for Veterans Children, Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, the city where Martin Delaney, the grandfather of Pan-Africanism, was raised. The city where Fred Douglass met with John Brown before the 1859 raid on Harper's Ferry, Virginia. At Scotland School, which was a military-based school, in 9th grade, they put us on a bus and drove us to Fort Bragg, North Carolina. 10-hour drive and stuck us in with white recruits, grown men, we children. And put machine guns in our arms and stuck us in a ditch and taught us how to shoot with real guns and real bullets, no blanks. And one day, we knew how to shoot. If I can learn that for white supremacy, why in the hell can't your son learn it for the defense of his mothers and sisters? If you don't deal with weapons, you ain't dealing with reality, because that's how the white man controls the world. Intimidation through military technology. Intimidation through military technology. And what's so ironic about the white man's military technology? Because a man by the name of Eli Whitney, the same one who invented the cotton gin, also revolutionized American military technology. And guess who taught him how to do it? His slave named Black Sam. You are the reason America's military is so powerful. That's why in my school, your children have to learn knowledge of self before they learn any other science. Because if they don't love themselves before they learn any other science, they will use that science, as Obama has done. They will use that science, as Clarence Thomas have done. They will use that science, as Condoleezza has done, and use it against their own community. You don't teach high science to slaves. You liberate them first, and then the science comes. Which is why my school is going to be residential. They're going to stay with me. I'm not sending them home to you, because you sick. Even with your damn locks, you sick. Even with your dashikis and 50 trips to Kemet, you still sick. Somebody told you that information replaces condition. And this is what me and the scholars do not agree. You can read 1,000,000 books about ancient Kemet, you can still be a slave. Information don't replace conditioning. I take you to any prison in Texas. Some of them brothers are more knowledgeable about Nile Valley culture than all y'all put together. But when they get out, if they ain't got no opportunity, they'll go right back to jail. So it's not just knowledge of past, it's knowledge of past plus an opportunity to do something different in one's future. Everybody high on history, like a blunt. But you got nothing in the present. We got to change that. My mothers, as I told y'all yesterday, when your daughters show up to the Anna Douglas and Amy Jakes Academy for Young African Women, she cannot have a weave or a wig. She cannot have a perm or hair color. I'm not allowed a straightening comb either. She got to be snap, nappy, crackle, pop happy. This ain't just about traditional African hair. It ain't just about that. That's a part of it. That's cultural. Because in many African cultures, you couldn't even touch your hair until you went through rite of passage. Because back in our culture, hair was spiritual. Because your hair was considered an antenna that pulled down spiritual consciousness. The same way the antenna on your cable box did. That was your hair. Even the whites philosophized that the nappy hair of the African has something to do with the intelligence of the African. And that's why when you comb a nappy head of hair, it pops and you see electricity. Especially when you get to the kitchen area. Stop cooking it. Leave it alone. That's your divine intelligence you killing. So it ain't just culture, but let's talk about the economics. Selling black women white hair is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Can we afford to waste that? Because you want to look like white women, it got to be done with. And black men, don't be so quick to clap, because the reason they want to look like a cracker because that's all you love. Both sides of the aisle we got to deal with. So that's why your daughter got to be natural. And that's why I always joke sarcastically that I'll be the first president or principal of a school to make it into the Guinness Books of World Records, because I will have the first. Mark my words, the very first high school graduation, prom, first prom night in world history, where every black girl had a nappy-ass head on a prom.
Already.
That's right, on prom night. It ain't going to look good with that nappy head. I see some sisters standing. I see two seats right here, seat right here. I don't know if these seats are open with the artwork on them, but I certainly don't need the seat. I see another one back there. Okay? Sisters don't stand while brothers sit. That's another thing we got to do away with. Okay? Give the ladies a seat. And give the elder barbers a seat also. Okay? Ladies shouldn't have to stand. Not a problem. Strategy. What is strategy? The objectives used that one believes, if obtained, will bring victory against the opponent. Tactics. The behaviors and actions that lead to the fulfillment of strategy. All we got in the black community is ideology. That's it. You can never get to strategy and tactic because you keep fighting over what the hell you believe. How many times you been to meetings in Dallas to get something done? And it descended into a test of ego between two ideologically insane fools. Failing to realize that it's bigger than your ideology, and whether you're a Hebrew, a Nuwapian, whether you're a Garveyite or a socialist, all of our people need food. They all need shelter. They all need health care. They all need homes. So why don't we rally around what we have in common? And I love our scholars. I speak with them. I travel with them. I love them to death. They got a lot of information, but they are not likely to do the work. They consider themselves too smart to roll up their sleeves. They'll give out the orders, but you will never catch them in the struggle. I hate to say it because I know you love them. You worship the ground they walk on. You can't wait to buy their next book. People I grew up in love with, once I got to know them closely, not all of them, there's exceptions. There's exceptions. But unfortunately, my heart was broken because when I got close to some of these brothers and sisters, I said, you know what? You ain't really about the people. You're not trying to make a difference. You're just trying to make a dollar. And now that I'm on a stage with you, I can see the difference. Critical analysis must be taught in school. Now, what are the 11 rules that white people live by to control black people? These are their rules of white supremacy. This is how they conduct interaction with you on a daily basis. Rule number 1, never let black people know what you're thinking. Mislead them if you must. This is why white people lie to you. Because the essence of military science is deception. Rule number 2, always try to figure out what black people are thinking. So you can do what? Capitalize upon their genius. And when your coworkers ask you questions you think is innocent. Did you not hear about the sister who had to sue Hollywood because some cracker stole her script to Terminator? And The Matrix, written by a black woman. She won the case, and then I heard they won the money right back. White supremacy. White liberals. Y'all love them. They in your organizations. Oh, don't mind her. She's one of us. Y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. Her mother raised me when I was a young child. So because you got a sympathetic attachment to white people for what they did for you, the whole damn South Dallas got to suffer. Keep your personal emotional attachments to white people to your damn self. Don't force them on me. That's your box. I love some of my Pan-African socialist brothers. Some of them are sincere. But I told them, you have no right to have Marcus Garvey's picture up in your conference. With all these white people running around running your conference. That's a contradiction. Oh, no, brother, it ain't about racism. It's about capitalism. How about you just trying to make an excuse to sleep with white women? I didn't come here to be your friend. I came to tell you the truth. And I'll be the first to tell you, I don't want you to teach your children to hate. When that princess comes to my school, she will not be taught to hate white people. That's not our culture. But I want her to understand her enemy. This ain't emotional. This ain't emotional. In fact, some of us are so full of hatred that once we do win, because we will, some of us are going to be so used to killing and fighting that we're going to turn on each other. You don't believe me? Go to Africa. That's what's happening now. Keep the white man out. Now they're killing each other. So full of hate. So you no good to nobody. I don't want your child doing that. What? Gangsta rap. Programming them in his sleep. I'm talking about Dr. Umar. I don't understand why my son doesn't have respect for women. But he's going to sleep with his damn iPod on him. And let's talk about that technology. It's killing our babies' brains. It is a time waster. You know how much time you let your child waste in their life? By on the internet surfing all day. Video games playing all day. iPod, downloading music all day. Do you know that silence and solitude and meditation is the foundation of ingenuity? Why you think we're not inventing anymore? Because our brains are too busy addicted to downloading on YouTube all day. We got to change the way we do things. Our biggest problem is not having the money. Our biggest problem is not having the commitment to using it the way it needs to be spent. Your biggest resource ain't even money. It's commitment and energy. The problem is most of us got better things to do than come together. My son got a football game tonight. That's more important than fixing out South Dallas. Me and my girls getting together for book night. We got to read one of those black trash novels that's the #1 sellers in the hood. What the hell you going to learn from a book that got a half-naked woman with 2 guns in her hand on the cover? And some of you are grandmothers reading that filth. I see you in the bookstores. You're 65 years old trying to get your groove on through a novel. Y'all let your children read that filth? They took the BET video and put it in a book. And now you getting your learn on with filth. I remember when they closed Borders bookstore down in Center City, Philadelphia. I went to the manager. I said, the black books was right here soon when you walk in off the street. Why the black books on the second floor in the back? And guess what they put in the front door now? The smut books. So I said, why did you take the black literature and replace it with this garbage? He said, Dr. Johnson, you know I respect you. But I'm in business to make money. Your people don't want to read no autobiography of Malcolm X. I still got copies for sale from 10 years ago. They don't want to read Philosophy and Opinions of Marcus Garvey. I know that's what you're about, but your people ain't about that. If you ever want to judge the political state of a people, look at their popular music and their popular movies. Your art is a reflection of your level of consciousness. You cannot tell me Lil Wayne got the #1 album, but you're ready for revolution. It's impossible. Jay-Z sells out when he comes to South Dallas, but y'all ready for revolution. It's impossible. You cannot serve two masters at once. Look for black people you can use to advance your cause. This ain't difficult because most of them identify with us anyway. I'm an American. I'm an African American. And most of us love to say, I'm just a human being. Y'all love that. You know how many human beings I know don't do nothing for nobody? I'm a human being. My Lord don't see any color. And that's why you dead last. When the Jew walks into the room, he walks into the room with his whole race and history and culture. When the Italian walks into the room, he walks into the room with his whole history, culture of his people. You walk into the room, I only represent me. Radical individualist. You're more individualist than the white man. And he taught it to you. You can take the slave out of slavery all you want, but until the slave takes the slavery out of himself, he will never be free. You think because we, 6, 7, 8 generations away from slavery that you somehow different? Do you know the next day after the last day of slavery you were still acting like you did the day before? Because you hadn't been conditioned to do anything else? What did the slave master make the slaves do on the weekend? Get drunk and go to church. Why? Because he knew the laws of physics. And one of the first laws of physics is energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transmitted. Sunday in the fall and winter. You can't get them out here to get nothing done, but they can sit in front of the TV for 8 hours a day, not even move, not even go to the bathroom. Driving in here just now, I saw a brother with a Troy Aikman jersey on. What the hell is a black man doing with a white man's name on his back talking about you free? You don't let your son wear a white man's name on his back. I remember a couple years ago in New York, the starting quarterback from Penn State University, I forget his name. They heard him in the locker room calling black people the N-word. I had to scold black parents then. You got your son wearing his name on their back. He don't even like it. This is what's happening. Number 5, use religion to gain their confidence. They are a religiously immature people. And whenever we endorse their guys, it opens up an opportunity for us to exploit them even more. I had to get on my African religious people in New York. Not the Christians, not the Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm not talking about the Muslims. I'm not talking about the Hebrews. I'm talking about the voodooists. I'm talking about the Dogon and the Ifa people. I'm talking about the Akan and those who study the nectars of Kemet. They initiating white people into our damn spiritual secrets. How the hell are you going to be a white mistress of voodoo? Jean John Dessalines turning over in his grave. White priest of Ifa. White priest of Okan. White priest of Neteru. You invented half the stuff they're using now. They can even know the secrets of your spirituality. That's what's going on now, because everybody colorblind. The African religion is colorblind too. So that's what we're dealing with, colorblind blacks. And it's interesting that you're so colorblind with white people, because amongst each other, you are very color sensitive. Ain't that deep? Around white people, I don't see color. Around my people, I see nothing but color. He too dark, she too light. We got light skin supremacists and black skin supremacists. And you know who keeps that culture up? The grandparents. So your children come to me crying. Dr. Umar, my grandmother never takes me out with her to go shopping. She takes my sister and my brother, but I can never go. Are you disrespecting your grandma? No. Do you do what she asks you to do? Yes. Well, why do you think she's doing this? I know why. Because I'm dark and my brothers and sisters are light. She don't want to be seen with nothing dark. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all grew up in light-skinned supremacist homes. And some of y'all grew up in black-skinned supremacy homes, where if you wasn't dark enough, you got ridiculed. I got black-skinned kids being beat on because they too dark, and I got light-skinned kids being picked on because they too light. What the hell are we doing? We practicing eugenics in our own race. Let me make this clear. I don't care if you light-skinned, dark-skinned. I don't care what your bag is. I don't care if you're vegetarian or not. And that's another thing. Some of y'all eat real healthy. That's good. In my school, we're going to teach that. That's good. But don't you dare confuse your eating habits with your political thinking. Don't confuse them. I know a lot of sellout-ass vegetarians. Y'all go banana smoothie that. I eat right, but I don't think right. I eat right, but I don't live right. I eat right, but I don't do nothing for black people. I go to your damn vegetarian restaurant, half the customers is white people. Talking about black people don't support me because they want to be in an environment where they buy themselves. And you catering to the white customers. That's right. I don't know why we lump the vegetarians in with being conscious. Be careful with that. Some of them sexually confused too. That's right. Wasn't no damn smoothie from you. If I'm wrong, tell me. If I'm wrong, tell me. And that's why we all got to strive to be self-employed. Because before I was self-employed, I couldn't talk like that. But I refused to give anybody my tongue. When I was in the school district of Philadelphia, I was the youngest of only 5 black male school psychologists. They said, son, you on your way to being the director of special education services for the school district of Philadelphia. 5th largest in America. They thought I wanted to hear that shit. So you want to put me in charge of a miseducation machine. You think I want that? I don't. And then I started snitching on the system. I started telling y'all that they get extra money when you put your kids in special. Y'all do know that, right, Dallas? Whenever Dr. Umar diagnoses your child as learning disabled, mentally retarded, ADHD, emotionally disturbed, speech and language, deaf, blind, physically handicapped, orthopedic impairment, other health impairment, they get a double increase in the money. Special ed is an economic stimulus package for South Dallas. And all your son needed was a little bit more help. But I forgot, in your house, we don't do homework no more. We don't do homework. He do it on the bus. He do it at the last period of the day. Oh, I'm sorry. He got one of the white racist teachers who rewards the black kids with no homework for being good. So now, miseducation is a reward for good behavior. I'm going to build the school first. Some of y'all said, Dr. Umar, you're wrong. The school is not the priority, brother. We need an army. Oh, really now? So I'm going to put 1 million self-hating, post-traumatic slavery disease niggas together to go fight. Do you know what's going to happen in 30 days? They'll be fighting each other. I got to change consciousness first. So I'm going to take these babies and re-engineer the way they think. We're going to give them agricultural science. The first culture is agriculture. How to eat, to live, and sustain life with your own 2 hands. We're going to give them financial and economic science so your daughter comes out of high school with a business plan. Mama, I'm not working for nobody. 18 years old. We're going to give them dietary and nutritional science. That's right. How to eat to live. We're going to give them spiritual and astrological science. So if you don't believe in voodoo, don't send them to my damn school. Because we're going to be dealing with all kind of spirits. That's right. Oh, I don't believe in that. Don't send them to my school. Well, you know what? Since I'm a Muslim, is it possible that my son not get that curriculum? This is not an elitist academy. You don't pick and choose what the hell your child get in my school. They all get the same thing. And if it's too black, leave and don't look back. I'm trying to fix the people. I ain't got time to be catering to your self-hatred. We're going to give them the science of the black man and the black woman, the science of the black family. Do you know what that means? That means that young man is going to have to study the black woman as a divine science. Her menstrual cycle. What happens each month, each day in a cycle when she's pregnant with a child? What happens each of those 9 months that she carries? What is her relationship with her womb and the moon? What is the hormones that she releases and why? And why was she worshipped as the first symbol of God before we ever called God he? Your son will know that. He will end up having more respect for his mother than his mother got for herself. And the girls got to study the boys. Because we go through a period too. Every 30 days. Y'all do know that. Married women, y'all know that. There's 2 or 3 days you got to leave him the hell alone. He's on his period. Let him ride. Not a feminine one, but a masculine one. Why does he start growing facial hair? What happens around 12 and 13 with the boys, young ladies? They will know him as a science. So when he's not acting like a man in the community, his wife will say, as Harriet Tubman told her first husband, you are not acting like the man God made you, and I need to move on. You know Harriet Tubman did that, right? Divorced the first husband for being a coward. And then guess what she did, sister? This is going to blow your mind. Her second husband was 20 years younger than she was. Hallelujah. Harriet Tubman got the freak on. Hallelujah.